Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in for another all-new edition of Me and Mine TV right here on YouTube, the only automobile enthusiast channel on YouTube that you, the fans, control. I'm your host DV. You can follow myself and the show at the Twitter handle shown on your screen, and if you follow, we follow back. And rather than reviewing any cars today, I want to have a brief, quick discussion with you all, the audience, about an ever so slightly growing car segment here in 2015, and that is hypercars. Here in 2015, there are really only 8 true examples of what a hypercar is defined to be. And I know I'm going to get some people, oh, but what are you talking about? There's only 4, there's only Quattro, there's only 4. There are 8 examples of what a hypercar is here in 2015. And they are the Bugatti Veyron, the McLaren F1, the Koenigsegg, the Hennessy Venom GT, the LaFerrari, the 918, the P1, and the Huayra. But here's the discussion I would like to have with you all here today. Now, if you're a car nut like I am, of course you are because you're watching this show, half of the hypercars here in 2015, I would not buy with my money, your money, free money, monopoly money, play money, make-believe money. And the reason why I say that is simply this. The 4 cars that I would never touch are the Veyron, the F1, the Koenigsegg, and the Hennessy Venom GT. The reason why I would not touch any of those cars is very simply this. Each and every time I have ever heard, watched, or read anybody reviewing any of those cars, what have they always been talking about? How much horsepower and torque the car has, how fast it can go from 0 to 60, and how fast it can go in a straight line to its top speed. I have never heard or watched or read anybody reviewing any of those cars ever mention how good the car handles. Matter of fact, I've heard everybody who's ever reviewed the Bugatti Veyron saying that the car can't handle because it weighs too freaking much. It's too freaking big. So who in the heck wants to pay $1.5, $2.5, $5.5, $10.5 million for these cars if you can only drive them properly in a straight line? And I'll prove my point by saying this. If you're a car junkie like I am, of course you are because you're watching this show. Ever heard of a show called Top Gear? Yes, I'm being tongue-in-cheek. Everybody's heard of Top Gear. I can't remember if it was 5, 6, however many years ago. There was an episode when James May was testing the Pagani Zonda F Roadster and the Bugatti Veyron. And they had a drag race. The Stig was in the Veyron and Captain Slow was in the Zonda. And of course, the freaking Bugatti destroyed the Zonda, because that's what it's supposed to do. Now, if you remember at the very end of that episode, they put both of those cars on the track. Who was faster? I'm just curious. I mean, we all know the Zonda was the faster car around the track. So for all that power, for all that torque, for all the technology that car has, it was beat by a less powerful, slower, and I won't say cheaper because they're basically the same price, type car. So the only supercars here in 2015 that I would actually spend my money, your money, God's money, Bill Gates' money, I spend everybody's money on, are the Huayra, the 918, the LaFerrari, and the McLaren P1. And the reason why I say that is simply this. Now, when you're in your hypercar, of course, I'm not in a hypercar. My car is not a hypercar. But let's all pretend for a moment here we're cruising around in our hypercar, whether it's on a track or maybe even on a public road, doing nice, fun, spirited driving. Don't you need that confidence in not only yourself but the car that you're driving to know that the car can handle whatever it is you plan to throw at it without even breaking a sweat? And that's why I love the LaFerrari, the 918, the P1, and the Huayra, because every person that I've either watched, read, or heard review that car say that yes, they're fast, yes, they're powerful, but they can go around a turn, maintain their speed, and still handle whatever it is that you can throw at it and take those cars to the limits with ease. Isn't that the fun part of owning a hypercar? Because I'm sorry, I'm not, if I was Bill Gates, or if I had billions upon billions of dollars, I'm not going to be one of these people who buy a 2, 3, 5, 7, however many millions of dollars worth of hypercars and just sit them in the garage to collect dust or to sell them off 2 years later to gain interest. What is the point of owning a hypercar if you don't drive those cars in the manner in which they were meant to be driven? And that's why I love those 4 supercars compared to the other supercars, because yes, they have tons of technology. Yes, they have tons of horsepower and torque. Yes, they have insane top speeds, but they can go around a turn as fast as humanly possible at the limit without destroying the car or hurting the driver. And that is the main reason why I would take those 4 supercars over the ones that I said that I would not buy with Monopoly money, play money, real money, or God's money. And that's my question to you all, because you're all car fans like I am. You're all car junkies like I am. And everybody here has an opinion on what they like and what they don't like. And there is not a wrong answer to that question, because it's all about your personal preference. It's all about what you like and what do you prefer. So my question to you, out of the 8 supercars here in 2015, would you buy them all? Would you buy half of them like I would? Are there some newer cars that you would take over the older cars? What is it? What's your opinion? Because again, it's your opinion that makes this show, and it's your opinion that I want to hear. So go ahead, leave me some comments on the comment section. Hit me up on Twitter or on Facebook. Let me know what you're thinking, because it's your opinion that makes this show. Tune in next week when we do another car review. And always remember, up until that point, when it's safe and legal to do so, to pop the clutch, drop the hammer, and go.